Yep. 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 Jazz of the Porn Star. Hi, I'm Zeos Panteria, host of In-Ear Fetish, and, oof. I mean, oof. And the reason for that oof is because these, the Ikko Asgard OH5s, which, just to refresh your memory, Ikko makes IEMs. There's only 4 of them. I think there's 4 OH1s, which were relatively cheap entry level. And then the next one that came out, which was the OH10s. Go find my video on the OH10s. Those things are fucking phenomenal. And those were like, it went from like $120 to like $180, OH1 to OH10. Then the OH7s came out, which should be before. OH7s are $900 dynamics. $900 dynamics. The ones that look like Xerxes, go watch a review of those. Now these, I think, are the next IEM, are the OH5s. These are $500. Now it's starting to make sense again. See, it's starting to make sense again. I don't understand why the OH1s were 100 and the OH10s weren't 1,000. Anyway, 12 millimeter dynamics, slightly bigger than their previous dynamics. In fact, even on the site, because Ikko sent these to me directly, so I'm going to link to Ikko's site. See, 489, that's 500, close enough. And I'm going to link to Hi-Fi Go. They claim this is the world's first lithium magnesium diaphragm dynamic. And somewhere in here, either here or on Ikko's site, they basically call this their flagship dynamic. Now, since everything Ikko has made is dynamic, and there are more expensive dynamic things, calling this a flagship is going to throw some people off. But you know what? I'm listening to Arnie Dominus take the A Train from Jazz at the Pawn Shop, and everything they claim these IEMs do, they do. The big thing is soundstage. Oh no, soundstage. We've got titanium mixed with acrylic. I mean, let me just point out that I have no idea what's happening on this. It's got like, I see like that looks supposed to be like a flute, and that's like a piano. So we've got this really weird, there's an ear, super artsy art thing. In fact, I wish it came with a poster of this because I'd rock it. And this was slid over here, and then I had like the shiny, the picture. You'll see the actual shape of the IEMs. But first I want you to just notice that the luxury. You open this up, you get a pin for your lapel. You get a lapel pin that's an Ikko that I can't get out. And the Ikko branding is a little fox. And I kind of like the little fox. So let's put that back in, because you don't pull this out. That's what peasants would do. No. We open the drawer underneath where they are displayed. And in the drawer was the tips, which are here, which are ovaled. And the case. And in here was also, I gotta close all this. I gotta close all this up. Oh, here's a picture of them, by the way. They're very pretty. We've got a lanyard. Like, as far as accessories go, I love the color combo in this case. I love that this is like a keychain, like an actual keychain thing with leather strap. And then it comes with another little keychain thing that's got what looks to be like a little anime wolf girl thing, I don't know, embossed in the leather. Sold. All right, let's take them out of my ears for a second. The shell is very unique looking because it's a combination of an acrylic or whatever the hell they called it something. I want to get it right. A resin chamber mixed with a titanium with a powerful echo. Don't listen to words are bad. They're bad at words. In fact, there's one of them I think over here. Where was it? Oh, yeah, there. That chick who's got her arms up that they've definitely photoshopped this on. Thick low frequency without muddy. And transparent to natural highs and steady and powerful mellow mid. Like, okay, they're having a hard time. Oh, there's also a picture here of the unit with hollowed out, and there's a little orchestra playing inside of it. And you know what? That's pretty fucking close to how we're working with this. So dynamic means driver like that, like a normal speaker. Those are all dynamic drivers over there. And then planars are, I don't have any planars, I've got some AMTs there, but dynamic means basically a speaker driver. And I had a few that might go bigger. I had the Dunu EST 12.8, I forget what the hell they were. They had like a 14 millimeter dynamic, plus some balanced, plus some electrostats, and it sounded like ass. I hated it. This is just a single dynamic. I love single dynamics. the Moondrop Illuminations, and, well, every other fucking Ikko. And the fact that they now have the biggest Just Dynamic in their, like, I want to say mid-grade, but $500 ain't mid-grade for most people. I think what they did is they took their sweet-ass time and produced something that is better than their highest. Like, I could basically sell the OH7s now, the $900 one, which looks like Xerxes, because it comes with a very similar wire, only this one has interchangeable heads. In fact, we're going to swap off and go back to the 4.4, which we're running out of the topping LA90. Let's move that back where it was so I don't cover any of the things. So you got this heavy-duty silver cable, and this is heavy-duty. This is like the size for a headphone, but it's smoother than that. And it goes up to the split, which is the titanium, and then it goes this, which is titanium, and the plugs that actually go into the IEMs, which are 2-pin, which means you could switch it to the Chimera cable, but you're not going to because it serves the same purpose, and actually I might like this one better, is titanium, big, juicy things. And you look at the IEM, like look at the shape of it. It looks straight Star Trek. Not Star Wars. I don't think we've gotten any Star Wars, although maybe. And you've got titanium here, shell, and then you've got this, what looks like a Starry Night speckled acrylic resin that you could feel it. It's almost soft. It's almost soft, and they're using that internally like you'd use a wooden box on a speaker. And when you have a single 12mm dynamic, you've basically got a little speaker in your ear. So I'll plug that back in. It's a nice firm. They're very light. Titanium tends to not weigh you down. The OH10s, for those of you who have them, those are made of copper. Literally just a fuck-off big piece of copper. So these are a little bit much lighter. And I'll put them back in my ears again. I'm using Deconi tips. I don't have to, though, because they have ovoid here. They've got ovaled plug heads, but it doesn't matter as long as you could stretch your tip over it, your preferred tip, and you'll be fine. I'm not losing any seal through it. It comes with a plethora of tips. This style, it's got 4 different styles actually, and they're not labeled or anything. So you've just got ones that look like Deconis. They're real slow foam, and you got really fat foams that are like, they're shaped. I've not actually seen foams shaped like silicones before. So what an array. And these are like really big tubes ones, and they've all got oval holes, and it's like, that's fine. I'm not dissatisfied with the sounds. I'm going to use the tips I like. On to the sound. Soundstage, bass. That's it. That's if that's what you're looking for, which has been an Ikko stay. The OH1s were like a little bit like, all right, these are good. These are quality IEMs. These are quality IEMs. Let's see what the OH10s do. They're only like $50 more. And fuck me, OH10s. And then I was like jizzing in my pants for the OH7s, and then the jizz exploded out of my pants because it was the OH10s but turned up to like 11 and a little bit dark and recessed. And now, and by the way, this is really easy to drive. I'm just on here for the giggles and the shits. Let's plug it back into here. All these amps linked in the description. The fact that they showed a concert in a little diagram is perfect, because these are robust. Do you know when John Wick, in the second John Wick, the last good one, was talking to the sommelier about the guns, and he was picking the guns, and he was like, how about something a little more robust? Like that voice, his tone of voice when he was talking about the gun, that's what these sound like. These are the type of IEMs you take to the opera when you're with your wife, and then plug them in and listen to the better opera than the opera you're actually watching, because they'll probably sound better than that stupid opera that's playing currently in front of you. These have like a presence of like, they're big and wide and spacious, and it's like, ooh, I want to do this all the time wearing them. Oh, ha, 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 ha. They're not detail whores. The Moondrop, the Drake, I'm gonna beat you to death with a hammer. I'm not actually going to, but I think if he understands the terms, he'll understand in the future when I please be quiet. I did miss having a cat, but you know what Chewbacca never did? Coo at the wall. I do have a preferred, that's the one thing about these, is I prefer a little bit more, what's the word I'm thinking of? Bombastic. I prefer bombastic things on these versus like a lot of shouty, screamy, like heavy metal or something, or any like aggressive rock. Like vocals are perfectly like smooth and linear, but then you get to like something with dynamic range where it goes from really, really quiet to fucking loud and then back to quiet. That's these. We're like, just, what am I listening to? Unlimited Blade Works. Katie Lang. Let's do some Katie Lang. I don't want to do any more Katie Lang. No, it's not bad. Katie Lang isn't bad. I never knew Katie Lang was the letter K, then the letter D, then the word Lang. I thought it was Katie Lang. What do I know? Carolyn Tuesday, yes. There's such a good soundstage. This is literally you taking a trip to the opera and you're sitting back and you're watching whatever you're listening to is now happening at the opera. And you love every fucking second of it. And it feels like the unboxing experience and getting all the parts and things. Like this is what like $1,500 IEM should feel like for $500, Alex. For $500, Alex. The wire's essentially perfect, except it's a little thick, but I don't mind that because they hold in my ears just fine. Sometimes they don't hold right. You get the right tips. You don't need to buy a Chimera cable. You get these. You don't even need to buy Dakoni tips. And they work. I haven't. Hold on. I got one more amp to try out because. Oh my God. The fact that they're a single dynamic also means they react pretty consistently between amplifiers. That means if you have a warm amplifier, it's gonna sound warm. And they're how efficient are they? Well, we're on low gain. Listenable. Almost too loud. Oh my God, yeah. That's Carolyn Tuesday, by the way. Also, I kept this on there because I don't usually keep these on because usually Velcro, leather, Ikko leather cable strap. You just put it through here and go whoop. And you got a leather. This is the type of shit that I expect. I want luxury in my expensive IEMs. Even my SA6 Ultras, they were nice and they're tuned to my perfection and I cry on them. But we couldn't change up the accessories to make it feel luxurious. These actually sound more luxurious than the SA6 Ultras. SA6 Ultras are slam you in the face with mid-range and you hear everything and you cry. These, if you cry, it's because it's the saddest part of the opera. Lion King OST, be prepared. Oh my God, yeah. Yeah. He's just standing back and just giving a speech. You know, every bit about this screams that this is the best IEM Ikko's ever made. And I lost a tip in my ear, probably because I'm not using ovoid ones. Sitting ovation. For $500, and I think that like today is Cyber Monday for those of you who don't know how late I'm recording these. The fact that this hasn't changed price because it's so new is probably means it's going to stay exactly like that. You do get one of the Hi-Fi Go neck straps for $189, which you wouldn't get if you bought it direct from Ikko. But either way you go about this, yeah, put these in your Christmas gift list because it's one of those IEMs that doesn't suck at almost anything. I prefer it with a slightly more dynamic range. When you put a driver that's a little bit 20% bigger than normal big into something, you got to be sort of like keep it under control. And that's volume has to be nice and tuned, and your songs have to just be the sweetest songs, and then you're fucking sold. If you're a hardcore rock head, you know what? Yeah, fucking buy these anyway. Bass great, soundstage great, build great, accessories great, waifu great, done. Anyway, I gotta go make sure the cat's It's the sound of a litter box being emptied out of the litter box. Wallpaper in the Horde. Patreon, subscribe, start support this channel. Check out my sponsor links in the description. Nobody clicks on the second or third one. They always click the first one. They never click 2 and 3, even though they're not actually sponsored yet. We're working on it. But every time you check, it could be different. So thank you for clicking the links. Thank you for supporting on Patreon and Subscribestar. Wallpapers, Hi-Fi Guys forums. I'm good. You're good. We're good. Ikko, even if you only come up with one IEM every 2 years, which is about what we're going at now, if they're this good, I look highly forward to the next one.